I'll just... Hey, what's up guys? So in my last video, a lot of people were asking about the build of my other characters because I showed my Diluc build, but they were asking for, you know, my Bennett, my Sucrose, all that stuff, and basically how to build a team with Diluc. They're asking, like, a lot of you are asking if this artifact set would be good with them, or if this weapon would be good with them, or whatever. So I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to go through it in a comprehensive manner, and then I'll just showcase you guys my build and stuff, and you guys can... yeah, you guys can learn how to build an efficient team around Diluc. I was planning on making a video before this, but everyone was asking about my Diluc build and stuff, so I'm gonna get into that. And also, I had this 200k crit I got like 2 days ago, and I didn't really wanna, hold on to it, so I gotta show you guys it. Let's go. Oh, and before we get into it, I just want to say, first of all, thanks for the enormous support of my last video. I'm super grateful. Second, I'm going to be making a video of some support character becoming a DPS and hitting insane numbers, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to go over my Diluc stuff again pretty quickly. You guys already seen this, but I'm going to try to go more in detail. So for the weapon, I have Wolf's Gravestone, but before I got this sword, I was just running prototype Aminus, and this is honestly an amazing sword. It's the best craftable weapon, period, in my opinion. It's a good claymore, one of the best for Diluc. I would run this if you don't have the wolves. If not, just run wolves, and you're good. So I showed you guys my artifacts in my last video, but I didn't really explain why I was using certain pieces or why I was using certain like why I'm running pyro damage and stuff. So I'm gonna try to go over that quickly, and then I'll show you guys my other characters and stuff. So first of all, let's go piece by piece. So flower and feather are flower and feather are the two where 5 stars are less important because it's the main set is HP and flat attack. It's nice, but it's not the best. So what I look for in these is good substats, right? And the best substats obviously are crit damage and crit rate, because on Diluc you're gonna be critting a lot, you're gonna be critting really hard, right? Obviously the 211k is a crit, and that comes from me stacking a bunch of crit damage. Another good stat is Elemental Mastery, because you're going to be doing a lot of elemental reactions with Diluc. His E has 3 charges on a low cooldown, which means if you have, let's say, Oz on the field, right, which is Fischl's Bird, you're going to be proccing Overload very often. Same thing with like Kaya's ult around you, or something that freezes. That's why I recommend, and you're going to see later in the video, I recommend pairing Diluc with characters that can synergize well with him. And I know that sounds like a broad statement, but something like a Kea that can freeze so you can melt, or something like a Fischl, something like a Chongyun that can make enemies cryo affected, and all that stuff really adds up when you are stacking Elemental Mastery on Diluc. It really starts to add up. So for a feather, obviously your main stat is going to be attack, but crit damage and crit rate are amazing substats. Same thing with flower, you're going to have an HP always, but you want to look for crit damage and crit rate as substats. Energy recharge is pretty good too, flat attack is decent, and elemental mastery is also good. In terms of Goblet is a really important piece, because yeah, you can run like attack and it's fine, and you can also run like physical damage bonus on a few characters, but for Diluc I prefer pyro damage bonus, because most of the damage you're going to be dealing is from pyro damage, and it stacks when you melt, that counts as pyro damage and all that stuff. So pyro damage is just amazing on him, because 3 stacks of E plus alt plus, and this is the biggest thing, the Crimson Witch of Flame set is insane on Diluc, especially with his pyro damage, right? So that's why I'm running those specific stats. In terms of my circuit, I alternate between crit rate and crit damage. Crit rate I think is better for just in general, but crit damage lets you get a bigger hit. That's why I run crit damage, because I like seeing the big numbers. But I'm going to be doing Abyss later, and you can watch my stream if you want, shameless plug. But when I do Abyss, I'm probably going to be running my crit rate circuit, because I feel like I'd rather have consistent crits over a random big crit, just for that specific scenario. And obviously my last piece doesn't need to be in any set, because I already have the 4-piece Crimson Witch of Flames. And I went over this in my last video, as I keep saying, but the Crimson Witch of Flames is absolutely broken, and if you don't know why, rewatch the first 5 seconds of this video and just watch the damage I deal. 0 constellation, because I'm not the CEO of Google. Talent-wise, 667. You guys already saw this. So my other party member is Bennett, and if you guys don't know, when you have 2 pyro members in the same party, there's a 25% attack bonus that's applied. That's the elemental resonance for double pyro. For a lot of people ask, hey, can I run Jangling instead of Bennett? Absolutely. I just don't use her, because I've never really gotten into her, and I think Bennett's ult is amazing. That's why. That's mainly why I use him. So my Bennett build, first of all, he's constellation 0. Talents are 1, 2, and 6. I would just max his ult, because that's what I care about. The rest doesn't really matter to me. And weapon-wise, I run the Aquila on him. I have it on my Kaching now, but usually my Aquila's on him. For Bennett's sword, you just... what matters is the attack. The effect can be good too, so I'm sure there are better swords than others. I just run Aquila on him. If you don't have that, The craftable swords are both decent on him, from what I can tell. But yeah, so artifact-wise, I'm just running Noblesse Oblige for his, the 4-piece set. The Elemental Burst will buff my parties even more, so when my party members even more. So when I ult, I get the attack bonus and stuff from this ability, but also I get it from the artifact set. So that's why I run it. And the stats on my artifacts, like this one's amazing, but most of them are trash, right? Like this one's a +0, this one's a +0, and this is all because I don't want to invest my resources. I don't want to spread myself too thin. I don't want to max out all my characters. And that's a common misconception with this game. Like, if my Diluc's level 80 and he's just shredding stuff, I don't need all my other characters to be level 80, right? Like, my Bennett's 60, my Chaos 55. I just use this guy for the Frost effect. And honestly, yesterday I pulled Chi-Chi, which is insane. So I might replace him with Chi-Chi. But let's just take Kea because he's free to play and you guys can use him. So what I run with my Kea is, weapon-wise, I have any sword. It does not matter because I'm only using him to apply Frost. Like, this build, my comp is centered around Diluc, right? It doesn't. The other characters are only there to buff Diluc and to make him stronger. So the reason I run Kea is for his E and for his ultimate. That's the only thing I care about. His E will apply Frost and do some damage, and his ultimate will apply Cryo as well. So that's all I care about. Talent-wise, this is it. Constellation, he has 2. These don't really matter though. For this, I just kind of have them because I got lucky, I guess. But yeah, Constellation doesn't really matter. Artifact set, I'm running Instructor. Mainly the 4-piece set. Once I use my E, it increases all my. Actually, the 4-piece set, I forgot to mention this. The 4-piece set, the way it's worded is bugged. It's when you trigger an elemental reaction. It's not when you use your elemental skill, from what I can tell. If I'm wrong, comment below. But I'm pretty sure it's when you trigger an elemental reaction with this character, and then that'll buff my elemental mastery on all my parties. And elemental mastery is great on Diluc because once an enemy is melted or is frozen and I melt him with the pyro ability, then yeah, elemental mastery just stacks up damage. Finally, my Sucrose. So these are her stats. They're not that great. You want to max elemental mastery on her, but unfortunately I don't have any. I just run her for the Viridescent Venerer. I don't know how to say that. Basically what this does is it'll decrease the pyro resistance of enemies, and that's how I managed to hit 200k. What I changed was I just got this set, so I put it on her. But before this, so since this is a guide, I'm just going to tell you guys max elemental mastery on her if you're building a Sucrose. I am running the set purely to make my Diluc better. That's the only reason I have Sucrose here. She's just a bot. But if you guys are actually trying to build her, run elemental mastery. This is what I'm running. It's my 4-piece. That's all I care about. Constellation wise, she's maxed, but it doesn't really matter because none of these really buff my Diluc except the last one, but I didn't really use this because I don't really ult with Sucrose. Talent wise, this is why we use her, in case you don't know. She increases elemental mastery with both her talents, so this is why I run her. So I forgot to talk about Sucrose's weapon, and I'm running Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers, and that's really important because basically what it does is when I swap, and I make sure I always swap from Sucrose to Diluc, the next character that comes in will get their attack increased by 48%, and that's huge. So this is a 3-star book, so there's no real reason for you not to have it. If you're running Barbara, make sure you have this on your Barbara, because I think this is the best book for Barbara, probably in the game if you're just going for like a support build. So I usually run this on my Barbara, but I have it on my Sucrose because I use her to support my my Diluc. If you're running Sucrose and Barbara, you can run a Elemental Mastery book like the Mappa Mare, which you can craft. Where is it? Like this, which you can craft at the blacksmith. It's nice on her, but I run the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers because of the effect, and it just buffs my Diluc, and it's really nice. Also note the weapon is low level. That's just because I don't really care. You guys could level it if you want your Sucrose to do more damage, or if it's on your Barbara or whatever and you want more HP. Something important to know about Bennett is that his ultimate scales off of his base attack, right? So where does it show? 70%. Yeah, base attack. So what that means is that stacking attack percent on your artifacts doesn't really matter. You mainly want like energy recharge and stuff like that. Now don't take my artifacts for an example because I just took a Noblesse Oblige set. I didn't have time to grind for good substats. I just put the set on. But energy recharge and all that stuff is great on him. But you don't need attack artifacts because it scales off of his base attack. So what is base attack? So what it is it's your base attack off your character by leveling up and stuff, but it's also your weapon. So weapon gives you base attack. And that's why, and this is important, that's why 5 stars swords are so nice on Bennett, or same as 4 star. They're way better than 3 stars because even if you have like a max refined sword, it's not going to increase the base attack. Always, for your Bennett, try to equip whatever has the highest base attack. Level up a sword. 4 stars better than 3, and 5 stars obviously better than 4, and that's why I'm running a Quill on them. I actually did some runs where I accidentally had the flute equipped, and then this was level 1 back then. I had the flute equipped instead of Aquila, and when I would ult, it'd give barely any attack to my Diluc, so my hits were always super low. Like actually the first time I crit over 200k, I forgot to record it. So then I went back in, I left Abyss and I went back in, and I had swapped my Bennett sword by accident because I was testing Chi-Chi because I just pulled her. So my Bennett had a level 1 flute, and I did like 190k instead of 211. So that was 20k damage I lost just because of the sword. So here's one of the clips where I had the flute equipped, and sorry that sounds muted because I was playing copyrighted music, but yeah, so as you guys are gonna see here, I'm gonna crit and get the melt and everything, but it won't be over 200k because my Bennett was on the flute, so. So yeah, you can definitely tell that the damage adds up because that was what 189k instead of over 200. So yeah, definitely a big difference. So in terms of team building with Diluc, this is the comp I'm running. I already told you, Elemental Resonance, double Pyro, Kea melts, and Sucrose increases Elemental Mastery, and that's why I run it for max damage. But sometimes for running around and stuff, I'll run a comp that looks more like this. It doesn't have the double Pyro Resonance, but Kea has the melt. He can cryo stuff, so I can melt. With Fischl's Bird, I think Diluc is great. I think Fischl's Bird complements Diluc in a very, very efficient way because you can constantly proc Overload. And Venti's just great at clumping enemies and stuff. But if you don't have them, there's so many comps you can make with this. The main thing you need to take away is if you're running Diluc, he's going to be your main carry, and then your other characters are just going to support him. So like you either want to run Overload or Melt or something that lets your Diluc shine. And as we move forward, you can see different examples of teams. This is a more free-to-play one. You can run this double Pyro with Kea melting, applying cryo to enemies, and then Diluc will melt them. And then you have Barbara healing. Another hero I like to run a lot with Diluc is Venti. And I'm actually going to show you guys why real quick. Basically, as soon as I get my ult with Diluc and I have Ventis, I can just like one-shot an entire horde of enemies in one button. So like, let me just try to get my ult real quick. And now they should literally all be dead once that hits them. Yeah, it's so easy. Like, so for the next part, I'm gonna show you clips of me getting trying to get the 211k in Abyss and like live commentary of that, and then I'll also be running around, just killing bosses, and you guys can watch that. And I'll try to explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and stuff. So yeah, let's do it. All right, so you guys are about to watch me just destroy this cryo Resivine. Yeah, and the reason that took so long is because I didn't have my ult on Diluc or Bennett, so I was just smacking it with my sword. But yeah, no, the Diluc's all just like one-shot stuff, so. Alright. We about to get it. First try, watch this shit.
First try, lol.
That is first try, watch this. He's dead. Now what? Now what? What are you gonna do, bitch? What are you gonna do? Go. Oh my, he's almost dead. That's 2 auto attacks. Come, charge at me, pussy. Charge at me, I dare you. Nice. Really good move.
He's so brain damaged.
He really is, dude.
Honestly, the only guy with a brain is the Anemo boxer.
Yeah, the boxer is a big brain. This
Actually, no, the ice dude is fucking scary, man.
Shit, can I do it here? Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, that's Wolf. He is not proc pyro. Unlucky.
We got this, boys. Well, that goes to show how much Sucrose helps. Alright, and I'm about to show you guys that even against like a Pyro Resivine, Diluc is still really good. You just need Barbara to break the like little bubble thing. I don't know what it's called, but this is like a little shield thing. Yeah, this thing you gotta break with Barbara. But after that, you can just use Diluc like the whole time and it works. So I should dodge that. Anyways. Okay, I actually have to wait like a second before Bennett has to heal me once. I can't forget that. Fuck. So yeah, I am a noob.
Don't forget to wait.
This has to work now. No crit, right?
Yep.
No, 58k though, that's good. That's what I want.
Not good.
Yeah, it is. Watch this. Let's go!
Was that 211,000?
Yeah. Oh my god. Fuck you, bitch.
First time I say that's not good, you just
I told you. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the build and the team like breakdown and stuff. While I still have you guys' attention, I just want to say this was a weird video for me to record because a lot of people were asking me so many questions about my team and what to run with Diluc and all that stuff, and I wanted to address all that in one video, but I wasn't too sure how, so I tried my best. If I forgot anything or if you guys have any criticism, please comment and let me know. I read every single comment and reply to most of them. So yeah, thanks. I really hope this covered what you guys wanted to see. And I know I was talking a lot for some parts, like I know I went over Bennett for a while, but it's just important to know how Bennett works and how certain characters work so you understand how to gear them, right? If you don't know his ult skills on base attack, you might stack a bunch of attack percent on his artifacts when you don't actually need to, right? You can do that if you want to damage DPS with Bennett or be a DPS support, but you don't need to for just the base attack, right? So I felt like I should explain all that to avoid some confusion. Now, before we go, I want to say I plan on streaming some Abyss with Diluc and Kaching soon. If you guys want to watch that, I'll be on YouTube and Twitch. The link's in the description of my Twitch. It's just Ziox with 3 X's with a 0 because I'm edgy. And also stay tuned because soon I'm going to make a DPS support video, and that support's going to crit a huge number. You guys are going to be amazed. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay too. I'll catch you guys later.